Okay, welcome to today's video. The topic of today is the sneaky way how anxiety is keeping you away from the love that you want, that you have always dreamed about, that you have been waiting for your whole life, and how does it all tie together? How does anxiety affects us in relationships, and how does it determine the experience we have in love? And why is it actually keeping us from the love we want? So this is going to be the topic of today. It's not going to be too long because I don't want to make this video too exhausting. But on the other hand, I think this is really crucial information for everybody to understand and to know, because just knowing will give you a new perspective on things, which will allow you to grow and change the way how you show up in relationship and show up overall in your life. And you can, thanks to that, you can change the choices you make, and you can change the experience you have in your relationships and in your life and in your well-being and what is happening in your life overall. So before we dive deeper, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Martin Durak, and I'm a holistic life coach, and we are helping people step into the life of healthy relationships, vibrant health, and powerful mindset. Together with my girlfriend Michaela, we have created Milimar Holistic Healing and Coaching, where we help people heal emotional trauma, heal the baggage damage from the past. We help them improve communication so people can communicate effectively and have more intimate, closer relationships, not only romantic, but also at work and family relationship, and overall have just a more fulfilling experience with life. So that being said, let's dive into the topic. So all of us have experienced anxiety before. And if you believe or think that you haven't, that's because you have not been aware that it was happening. And let me explain a little bit. There is several types of anxiety, but I don't want to get into all the types of anxiety because there is quite a bit of it. All I want to say, I want to just simply explain it for you so you can get easy understanding of this. Anxiety is simply the mind going into an overdrive. The metaphor I would use for that is that it's simply it's like standing on the gas pedal and the brake pedal at the same time, right? And your brain is producing a lot of thoughts. It's just going on overdrive. As I said, it's going 110%. And you might be having thoughts like, what if I do this? Then this will happen. But I can't do this because if I do that, then this won't happen. And but if this happens, I will be afraid, and I will always have to do that, And this is just kind of how it goes in the mind, and it's really just much faster and going in like the highest gear, right? When you're just thinking and thinking, what if, and it's creating this tension inside of you, and it's creating this fear and feeling of being afraid or being uncomfortable, and it's keeping you paralyzed, if I would say it that way. So I would say that I would summarize it as anxiety is basically based on fear, and it's based on fear of what could happen in the past. It's based on the fear of what could happen in the future, and or it could be based on what has already happened in the past. And because what has happened to us in the past has created this emotional imprint in our nervous system, and whenever we get exposed to the trigger of this imprint, it basically triggers or starts this subconscious train of thoughts and subconscious feelings and sensations, what we can't really control. It just happens automatically without our awareness. And these triggers create these thoughts, which creates these emotions, and these emotions create more thoughts, and all it just turns into this deep downward spiral where more fear, more insecurity, more tension and pain is being more frustration is being built up. And this is pretty much how I would summarize anxiety to keep it simple. Okay, so it's either fear of what could happen or fear of what has already happened and what will happen if it happen again, right? So it kind of ties together between the past and the future, and it's the factor what connects all of those worries and is the fear, and the fear of being hurt, the fear of feeling pain, the fear of having a broken heart, the fear of having a physical pain, the fear of feeling grief, the feel of for example, losing your job, which means that you will not be able to pay for your bills. So it's a fear of financial situation and what will happen if you don't have the finances to pay your bills, and you might end up on the street. And this all projection of what could happen and how much what could happen would hurt. This projection kind of keeps rolling, right, and going and picking up all the possible outcomes, and that's what creates this anxiety, and it essentially paralyzes us and prevents us from being present in the moment and actually making decisions based on what we really want and how we really feel, and what with alignment with our values and beliefs. And instead of acting in an alignment and making choices what are good for us, we act based out of fear, which creates pretty much most of the time it creates choices that are self-destructive and they're damaging and painful anyway, right? So why do we have anxiety? Well, simply because, like, why does it even happen? Simply because it used to be this tool that protected us in the past. Like in prehistoric times, if you had an anxiety or fear, you quickly went, you reacted based on this anxiety and fear. So if you had a fear that there could be a saber-toothed tiger who's trying to hunt you down and rip you in pieces and eat you, then you project this in your mind, it creates this anxiety and fear, and you go and hide yourself in the cave, right? So the healthy dose of anxiety is necessary. It's what simply kept us alive until this moment. The problem with anxiety today is that there is no saber-toothed tigers anymore, but this system is still there. This nervous system still produces this anxiety, but it produces on things that are not life-threatening, what are not the matter of life or death, right? So this is a big reason, and this is the big difference, and this is also a big reason why it can get really damaging and destructive for us in our day-to-day life in the modern world. Right? So, how does this apply? How does this apply to your relationships, you might ask? Well, as I said, instead of being in the present moment, you are making these decisions of fear of what could happen, right? So, to give you an example, it could be something like, okay, I really want love, I really want to be in a relationship, and I really want to be in a long-term relationship and be really close to someone, but what if they hurt me? What if they cheat on me? What if they do something what will cause me heartbreak or tremendous pain? What if they abandon me? What if they betray me? And so on. What if, what if, what if? And this train of thought, it creates this anxiety which keeps you, as I said, paralyzed. And instead of following that healthy belief or that choice, what would make you have this lovely, loving, fulfilling relationship, instead you stay paralyzed and you always push people away in the fear of being hurt or being heartbroken or somehow physically or emotionally damaged, right? And it could apply the other way also, that you want to have this healthy relationship again, you want to feel great in a relationship, but you are afraid that if you're gonna be alone, then you're not gonna survive that. You're gonna loneliness is just really scary place for you, and it's really a big source of distress and fear. So what happens for you? You rather stay in a relationship which is dysfunctional or toxic or just dreadful, awful, full of drama, full of arguing, full of insecurity, and you rather stay in this relationship what can't give you what you really need, and instead of leaving that relationship and staying alone for some time, so you can actually get maybe better relationship where you can at least work on yourself, so you are not afraid of being alone or single. You stay in that relationship and you keep struggling, and you can't overcome that. You can't overcome this paralyzation by anxiety and fear. So that would be another example. So you either want love, but you never let it close to you. You never actually let the love enter your heart, or you let it enter your heart, but it's not the love you want, and because you're afraid that you can never get love again, you just stay in the love that you don't want and what keeps hurting you, right? So this is all kind of how it ties together, how anxiety creates this wall or this, as I said, paralyzational, emotional and thoughts, like a wall of emotions and thoughts, which won't allow you to cross that barrier, cross this wall, and actually get the love that that you want and that you always needed and dreamed about, right? So the problem with it is that because your body doesn't really know the time, it only knows the emotions, right? The language of the body is emotion. So whenever you get to the point where you start having these thoughts and you start having these feelings, it's all subconscious. It's all coming from your nervous system, and it happens like this. So you can really say to yourself, okay, well, I'm not gonna feel this way, or I'm not gonna do that anymore, or I need to leave this guy and I'm gonna just do it now. Well, you actually never do, because you always hit that wall of this anxiety, of that fear, and you become paralyzed and you kind of never make that leap or step out of that comfort zone, even though it's not a comfort zone, it's just a zone you have been used to living in, but you are never able to leave that zone. It's the familiar zone. I would say the familiar zone, or for you, the pain actually is the only thing what you know, and it might be the comfort zone for you. It might be the home for you. That's why when you meet someone and you have been in a toxic relationship, let's say for 6, 5, 10 years, and you might be describing this person as, oh, he feels like home to me, but what you're describing is that the home for you is, just a terrible place full of pain, insecurity, and drama, right? you just defined for yourself that home is not place of peace and love and fulfillment. You have defined home for yourself as the place where you suffer. See, and this is why I'm making this video, because this is really important for everyone to realize that this is not how relationships should be, right? Your relationship should not feel like it's making you, like it's affecting your well-being and your mental and physical health. You know, if your well-being is on decline, and if you are feeling more, you know, if you, there's actually this rule that if you are having 3 negative experiences towards 1 positive experience in your relationship, let's say in a week you had 3 terrible fights but only 2 nice moments, or only 1 nice moment, this actually is called the positivity ratio, and it means that your relationship is not good for, it's not making you happy, it's not going to make you happy in the long term. This is really important to realize. That a lot of people believe that if I have, you know, 10 big fights, but then I have 1 good date and great night, then this is how it should be, and the relationship is fine, and it's worth staying in that relationship, for example, right? Well, the clients I talk to, this is the story what I hear all the time, is like, okay, but he is so nice, you know, once in a month, but and the rest of the month they might be, you know, abusing them, or you know, emotionally abusing them, talking them down, not being there, you know, not participating in taking care of things in the household and in the family, and so on and so on. So this is really important to realize, and it's really important that it's really important to know that this is how it all works, and it's important to take a step back and see that from this higher perspective. And you know what, the craziest thing, if you think about this whole thing, is that the very thing what you feel or think is protecting you from being hurt. Let's say this fear of opening up to someone because they can hurt you someday, or this fear of leaving someone because you will never find this love again. Well, you might believe that it's actually protecting you from pain, but if you really think about it, it's the very thing what's causing you the pain, and what's not allowing you to have the life or the relationship you really want and you have been waiting for. So I'll say it again, the very thing what you think is protecting you from being hurt, like fear of broken heart, fear of what if, fear of never finding the same love again, this fear is keeping you in a situation where you can actually never get what you really need. It just keeps you in your comfort zone, in your pain zone, what you believe it's your home and your comfort zone, if I can say it like that. So this is really the important part to understand. And if you want to get out of this zone, you need to realize that you need to start doing something about it. Waiting is not going to change anything. You know, you'll just keep going through the same cycles of the same experiences and making the same subconscious choices as you have been making till now, because it's deep down within you and it needs to be worked on, it needs to be healed. Pardon me. And that's really the only way how can stop these cycles and stop getting paralyzed by the anxiety and the fear, and actually get the love you want. So this is the good news, that it doesn't have to be like that, right? You can learn how to operate differently, how to stop spiraling into this dark hole of anxiety and being paralyzed in your, you know, emotional home or comfort zone or pain home or box of fear, if you want to call it. And you can stop feeling on edge all the time. You can stop feeling frustrated and just exhausted, tired from constantly, trying to get the love what you need, trying to get that peace and stop feeling in fight or flight or edge all the time. And the good news is that it's absolutely doable, it's absolutely healable, and there is a way how to change your situation, change how it all works in your relationship life or in your life overall. And it all comes down to, do you really want to make that change, and are you really serious about doing something about it? So are you gonna continue just waiting and saying how much it hurts and how it's terrible and how you're unhappy, or are you actually going to decide that you want to do something about it? Because if you are that kind of person who wants to do something about it and finally have the relationship you have always dreamed about and get the love that you always been waiting for with the partner that you are proud to build family with, where you just feel overwhelmed with joy and you wake up in the morning and you're just so grateful for the partner you have, and all your friends are proud and they are almost jealous, like, where did you get this guy, or how come you're so happy right now, what did you do? So if you are that kind of person, that we can help you, because this is what we do with my girlfriend Michaela. We help people like you who are struggling in this relationship, struggling with anxiety, struggling with being paralyzed by this fear. We help people like you exactly to overcome that, to heal that, to reprogram your system so it doesn't have the power over you anymore. And if you would like to do that, if you would like to work with us on your healing and your growth and on your transformation in your relationship life, then book a call with us. I'll leave the link in the description of this video somewhere around, and click the link. It will open our scheduling app where you can book a call with us. You can choose the time and day that works for you, and we will call you at the time. We will call you at the time that you picked, and then on the call we will talk for around 30 minutes, and we will work on getting the clarity about your situation, getting the clarity about what is really going on, what do you need to do to change your situation, and what would be the best way how to do it, okay? And if the best way for you to do it would be by working with us, well, we will definitely offer you help and show you how we could work on that and do that together. And if it would be something we could not help you with, or for some reason we would not be a good fit, well, that's completely fine. It happens sometimes. We will try to point you in a direction what will be the best for you at the time, what will help you the most at the time, and you will get the most clarity you have gotten on your situation probably ever. So if this is what you would like to be, if this is what you are interested in and you would like to speak to us about your situation and how we could help you, please click the link and book a call with us, and we'll talk to you soon. And yeah, I think this was the whole thing. I wanted to make this video about it. I don't really want to make it any longer than this. So I hope you got some value from this video, and you got some understanding of how the anxiety can keep you away from the love that you always want. And I hope I gave you some hope on how you can fix this situation or transform your relationship or love life. And if I do, then comment what you think or like my video below. And as usual, I'll end this video with, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.